So let's not waste any time and dive into the content right away, because if you look at the price action of Bitcoin right now using this inverse head and shoulder type of formation, you can see though Bitcoin in a bigger picture looks very bullish. I have been saying this, that Bitcoin might come for a retest. Despite Bitcoin looking very bullish in a bigger picture, in the medium short term we might see a pullback. Bitcoin could show a move just like in this example, a retest around the previous neckline area. I mean, this is our neckline, which previously acted as a strong resistance. You can see that here, resistance. So same trend line could be retested, but retest around this trend line doesn't make us bearish. You know, this will be just a temporary pullback, just like in this example, coming for a retest before breaking out. Yes, you heard that correctly, guys. Bitcoin here in the medium short term, if it fails to regain its trend above 120,000, then I strongly believe that there might be a retest. Bitcoin could come for a retest around this neckline area, which will bring the price of Bitcoin around 112, 114,000 in between that range, and only after that show a move which will look somehow like this. Because you know, beside this inverse head and shoulder retest, we were also looking this as a continuation pattern. I mean, descending broadening wedge is a continuation pattern. So if we do see a pullback before starting with another bullish move, will it make sense? Because if you look at this price action after breaking out from this descending broadening wedge, we came for a retest. You can see perfect retest around the previous resistance line. I mean the upper trend line here, which previously rejected us, acted as support. Resistance acted as support, started with a new bullish continuation. So what I'm trying to pinpoint is that if Bitcoin does shows a reversal towards this neckline area in between 112 to 114,000, in that case you can see we could be showing a similar move to this one here. I mean, Bitcoin could show a move which might look similar to this one here, a temporary exhaustion with a pullback around our key support line, Williams alligator indicator support, CryptoAnup buy sell indicator support line in between 112 114,000, and after that a continuation in this manner. You can see exhaustion, which later resulted in a bullish continuation. So in the medium short term, if Bitcoin fails to regain its trend above 120,000, we must be careful. It could be resulting in a continuation which could bring the price of Bitcoin around 112,000 114,000, and only after that we are expecting a V-shape or a U-shape type of recovery, despite Bitcoin forming a descending channel. I mean, if you simply look at this price action here, upper trend line is rejecting us, whereas the lower trend line is holding us. So if you look at in this way, this is a bullish continuation pattern. But despite this being a bullish continuation pattern, I still want you guys to be careful. Even if it results in a continuation like this, but Bitcoin failing to regain its trend above this trend line above 120,000, in that case, even after a bullish continuation, we could still start with another continuation which might look somehow like this. I mean, Bitcoin with a false break to the upside, liquidating the over leverage shorts, and then starting with another bearish continuation which will look somehow like this. I mean, bump and run reversal top type of formation, lead-in phase, bump phase, and the final phase will be the run phase, which is a bearish phase. So that's why, to avoid this move, Bitcoin must find proper support above $120,000, because we know if you look at this price action, I mean, using this descending broadening wedge type of formation, which is a bullish continuation pattern, you can see, guys, here when the price of Bitcoin failed, right, when the price of Bitcoin failed to show a bullish break, what happened after that? It started following this descending broadening wedge, which is a bullish continuation pattern, but inside this bullish continuation pattern, price started forming lower highs, lower lows continuation. You can see lower highs, lower lows continuation formation. So that's why if we break out of 120,000, flip that into proper support, then we can see this turning out into a very, very bullish move. Not just only the previous high, right? We will be making another new all-time high for Bitcoin. But if we get rejected, just like from this past price action, I mean, you can see here, we had a bullish move, which resulted in a temporary relief rally after a pullback, but at the end, it made a new lower low. So to avoid a move which might look somehow like this, we must come across this upper trend line of find support above 120,000. Otherwise, despite this being a bullish continuation pattern, Bitcoin must wait a little bit longer, and only after testing this key trend line to the downside, we are expecting a V-shape or a U-shape type of recovery. But even if something like this plays out, I mean, Bitcoin showing weakness, getting attracted back towards 112, 114,000, in between that range, even in that case, I suggest you guys to simply zoom out, because in a bigger picture, nothing has changed. Bitcoin still looks very, very bullish. All of these scenarios which I just showed you, these are all in a daily or a 4-hour time frame. But if you simply zoom out and look at this in a bigger picture, in a weekly time frame, a pullback will be just a temporary pullback before expecting a continuation like this. I mean, each and every time whenever the price broke out of the previous high during a continuation, a bullish continuation, it has resulted in a very, very bullish move. I mean, breaking out of the previous high resulted in a bullish continuation. Breaking out of the previous high resulted in a bullish continuation. So in our case, this bullish continuation might have just started. So any sort of a pullback, simply zoom out, because beside this higher highs, higher lows continuation pattern, parallelly Bitcoin is also following this Wyckoff's price cycle. And if you look at this Wyckoff price cycle, you can see Bitcoin has already ended this accumulation phase, right? It has started with a continuation, which is known as a Markov phase. So if we repeat this exact scenario again, which played out here in 2017 all the way up to 2018, right? Here in 2020 all the way to 2021, Bitcoin, before starting with an actual bearish move, first it has formed a distribution area or an overbought area. So in our case, we might see price of Bitcoin showing furthermore impulsiveness, and only after that start forming this distribution or overbought area. And only after that we are actually expecting a reversal, which might look somehow like this. But until then, we are expecting, in a bigger picture, in a bigger time frame, we are expecting this uptrend to continue along with this pre-halving, post-halving breakout. I mean, each and every time, you can see each and every time whenever the price of Bitcoin before and after the halving was following this pattern. I mean, bull phase, bear phase, expansion phase. And once we went through the halving, if you look at this first halving, after going to the first halving, you can see the price of Bitcoin went completely parabolic. Second Bitcoin halving, after ending this expansion phase, we went completely parabolic. Same scenario is repeating again and again. And if you look in our case, bear phase, expansion phase already ended. Now, just like in this example, we could be preparing ourselves for another phase which might look somehow like this. So that's why, according to this fourth halving, which happened in April 2024, Bitcoin might still have a blow off top type of movement left, and only after that a reversal. But until then, you can see if you simply zoom out, a pullback like this will be giving us a great buying opportunity. So guys, these were some of the quick updates that I wanted to share with you in this video. If you enjoyed my work, then please do not hesitate to destroy that like button, and to those individuals watching this for the first time, to hit that subscribe button. And also a quick reminder, if you haven't claimed this $30,050 in welcome rewards from Bybit, then definitely grab this opportunity. And by saying this, I'm signing out. Until next time, bye bye.